Welcome back to the Demon Slayer Gaming channel. We're going to be continuing our Final Fantasy XIV Dungeon Guide series today, and we're going to be taking a look at the third Endwalker dungeon, Vanaspati. Now this will have minor Endwalker spoilers, so if you're not there yet and you want to come back, feel free. But if this video helps you out in any way, please make sure to like it and subscribe to the channel, and we'll get right into it. Starting off for the trash pulls in here, many of the enemies will transform from humans into the enemies, so don't walk past any of the what you would think is NPCs because they will end up turning into enemies behind you. After the first group transform, you can proceed up to the dragon, where it will take a moment before the second group becomes active. The Tramplers have a somewhat large circular AoE around themselves that you can just back out of. Proceeding on to the next group, the Idolizers have frontal cone AoEs that they can target at random party members. For the first boss, when he does a Note of Despair, this will just be party-wide damage that needs to be healed through. He moves to the center of the platform and casts Mouth Off. Then it will summon multiple mouths across the platform. You'll want to stand on top of one of the ones that has the ... coming from it. The other ones will explode in large circular AoEs. Last Gasp will be the Tank Buster ability for this boss that you'll just want to pop a tank cooldown to reduce the damage. The next time he casts Mouth Off, he will also cast What Is Left or What Is Right, and he will raise one of his arms depending on which one. You'll want to move to the opposite side so that you can dodge the AoE from this ability also. Lost Hope will put a temporary misdirection on every party member that will cause you to run in a random direction, so you'll need to continuously click forward until you get the right direction and move towards one of the mouths that is not going to explode. The next Mouth Off will be paired with another of his What Is Left or What Is Right abilities, so just make sure you're moving to the appropriate mouth. I have yet to see him combine the Misdirection with the What Is Left or What Is Right, so you don't have to worry about both of these abilities at the same time. After this, he will do the opposite side of whichever one that he just did, and he'll target everyone with circular AoEs, doing a minimal amount of damage to them. Follow this up with Last Hope and another Mouth Off. You will have 1.5 to 2 seconds to move after the misdirection wears off, so you'll just need to make sure you're getting yourself relatively close to the safe zone in that time, and you can move in the last moment to get in the safe zone. Proceeding into the second area, the Terminus Sprinters have long line AoEs that they'll target at random party members. When the next group transforms into the Terminus Weepers, the Terminus Horror does have a frontal cone ability that is quite large that you'll just want to move out of. For the second boss, Meaningless Destruction will be party-wide damage that needs to be healed through. The first time it is cast, it will also cause the outside portion of the arena to be cut off. You do not want to enter this as you'll take continuous burn damage. When he moves to the side of the platform and casts Unholy Water, this will cause multiple water globes to appear around the outside of the room. When he casts Aether Siphon, he'll do one of two abilities following. When he sucks in the water and does Aether Spray, it'll do a large AoE in the middle that will push you away from the middle. You want to position yourself so you do not get knocked into the Unholy Water. Total Wreck will be his Tank Buster ability, which you'll just want to pop a tank cooldown to reduce the damage. The next time he casts Unholy Water, he'll follow it up with Aether Siphon, and this one will be a fire AoE that he'll throw in the center of the platform. You'll want to move into the Unholy Water to receive a fire resistance buff and negate this damage. Meaningless Destruction will be more party-wide damage, but it will not increase the outside area any, so you'll still be working with the same area of the arena. For the rest of the fight, he will alternate between the two different Aether Sprays along with the Unholy Water, so you just want to make sure you're positioning yourself accordingly. Poison Heart will be a group up AoE that he'll do on one party member that you'll want to group up to split the damage. Moving into the final area, the Terminus Twitcher has a double hex eye that you'll want to look away from before the cast finishes to avoid being affected by this. The Terminus Bellwethers can cast large line AoEs that they'll target at random party members. When the first one dies, a group of Terminus Stalkers will spawn behind you. For the final boss, Flames of Decay will be party-wide damage that just has to be healed through. He moves to the center of the platform and summons blue and red AoEs on the ground. You'll want to move to the opposite color of the one that is cut on your screen. As you can see here, I have a nice red circle in the middle of my screen, so I stand on the blue side before the disruption goes off. The next time he casts this ability, he will combine it with Crumbling Sky. This will put AoEs on every party member. For us, we had the blue AoE, so we stood in the red section to avoid this. Gnashing of Teeth is his Tank Buster ability. The third time he casts Ethereal Disruption, it will come with a knockback ability, so you'll want to either position yourself in the middle section to get knocked to the outside if that is where your opposite element is, or as close to him as possible to get knocked towards the north or south, the east or west of the platform if your element is in the middle. When he moves to the front of the platform and then flies off, you'll want to position your camera so you're looking at him to see where the meteors are spawning and move on to the line of the platform that will not be hit by the meteor. He will combine this with circular AoEs that are falling throughout the entire platform, so you'll need to also dodge these while moving out of the meteors. If you get pushed into the outside of the platform, then you'll be affected with a bleed ability, along with a vulnerability up if you are hit by any of his AoEs. When he returns to the platform, he'll follow it up with a Flames of Decay, so if you were hit by the final meteor, you'll need to heal quickly. The next platform AoE will combine all three elements, the platform AoE along with the knockback and the circular AoEs. When he casts Ethereal Disruption, if the opposite element is underneath him like this, then you'll want to position yourself very close to him so that you're not knocked back into the blue outside the platform, and yet you stay in the opposite color to avoid the AoE. And this should be it for Vanaspati. I hope this helped everyone out. If it did, please make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of our Endwalker content, and I will catch you on the next one.